So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna develop another type of solutions for another problem that is in our daily life. And with the objective to show to you all you kinda by absorbing like models, or you can even absorb more to be honest. Obviously you have space in your memory to absorb it. See how it is like a machine to produce ideas, ways to act that can objectively solve the problem that obviously that you like. And that's going to be the problem today. It's one that it starts to appear a lot in our life, and it is a bit of global cognitive decline that we're seeing it. So, in comparison from probably with the last generation, the prior generation. And what is that? We have 47% of adults that tends to lack critical thinking skills to identify misinformation, as example. Education failure, the PISA score dropped 15% in logic reasoning since 2018, and all of this tends to create a global cognitive decline, which is not something that we will like since we have a tendency to think that we're always evolving towards a better scenario, better type of people, more educated, more intelligent. But then what are the root causes? It seems like that the answer not doing the work that make us develop as a person. So probably said because people are not feeling incentivized to develop that type of skills. And we need to understand if they're useful, and they are. We need and we rely a lot still in critical thinking, but we have to understand what are the root causes for this being something that happened. People not developing as much as we would like the skill of critical thinking. What seems to be root causes? Algorithmic echo chambers, education focused on memorization, attention economy, and epistemic collapse seems to be some of the root causes for that. Now, understanding it, we need to look for mental models and solutions that they can be creators of uh, action that so can decline this type of tendency and then so reverse. We getting even higher in terms of people getting scores if we were able to create scores for that skill instead of the completely opposite. That is, we kind of getting worse than in the past. So, Flynn effect reversal. IQ decline in the digital age. What's the idea? Rising IQ scores for 100 years, now plummeting due to cognitive outsourcing. That's something that explains a lot of this decline of IQ, the cognitive outsourcing. We're having so much tools that are able to do the work that in the past were the ones that need to do it. So we're not that much required to do the same reasoning as we were in the past, for example, with the emergence of artificial intelligence. But it's not by banning, it doesn't work like that. You don't work in banning the things. It's probably adaptance that you have to do. Probably some skills don't need to develop that much as you would done in the past. For example, memorization. But you need some minimals, and some of things you need to rely a lot because not just because the artificial intelligence has been able to have critical reasoning and solve some of the problems that you can completely not develop that skills. You need it, for example, to understand the reasoning that artificial intelligence give to you, understand if it's so correct or not, for example. So we have to understand that it still exists place you to develop skills, but you cannot just as well adopt the completely opposite posture that is understand that you have to ban things. You don't have to progress. Not. You have to adapt. And then but then now what's the fix by knowing that this type of cognitive outsourcing? So what's hard to fix is by knowing that this happened. Deep work schools like Finland has banned smartphones. The students solve puzzles, for example, 3 hours a day, has made the logic scores increase by 30%. So see, oh, they do it. They ban it, but in a particular scenario that they want to develop the skill and not they just so expand and banning for everyone. So in some specific scenarios, they tend so to ban in controlled scenarios, not something that has to be done in the past because there's intelligence. It's not bad or good. It's the way that you use it that makes it so good or bad. And some controlled scenarios you can ban it if you want to develop some particular skills. So in some more easy type of scenarios that you can do it in schools, and even more critical because the kids are the ones that have more plasticity to develop. If you develop that stage, is better, is where so you have more results. Cognitive gym apps, South Korea's mind lift trains working memory. IQ increased by 80 points. It's like a gamification of the skill that you want to do. And these apps that we see a lot, apps like Humidity and other ones that does this job, is making like the gamification of developing your skills. And obviously, but that as best as is economically talking, is you making this process of developing skills while you producing something for other ones. Is like the best scenarios, the best alignment of incentives. Another methodology that's good to apply in your solutions is the alignment of incentives of the stakeholders. It's one of the most type of things that you have to look if you want to create solutions that have prosperity and sustainability. Second, echo chamber economics, profit from ignorance. What's the idea? Platforms optimize for rage confirmation, not truth. What's the fix by knowing it? Friction for life. Germany finds platforms instantly for unlabeled opinions. That made the misinfo decrease by 65%. And you see, for example, in X today it had and makes the community able to create a not over the info, the news that the people create, and it's something that so helps to reduce the misinformation. That's one of the bad things, even when it's aligned with people not having so critical reasoning. Adversarial feeds, Canada's true flow forced exposure. Two opposing views made polarization decrease by 40%. All of the other thing, to have critical thinking, you have to as well have to work with that. So if you work with things that makes you uncomfortable, you have the critical reasoning as well, working in scenarios that you receive information inputs that are normally the ones that you don't like. Helps you to have more plasticity, helps you to learn with the difference. 3. Cognitive load theory, brain overwhelm equal to shut down. What's the idea? Info overload crushes critical thinking. So what's the fix for knowing it? We have attention budgets, the European Union's right to disconnect work emails banned after 6 p.m. has made focus increase by 25%. And epistemic simplifiers, the Uruguay artificial intelligence clarify bot summarizes news in logic maps, made comprehension increase by 50%. Using of artificial intelligence for the good. A tool is not intrinsically bad or good, it's the way that you use it. Again, it's something that you have to reinforce. 4. Dunning-Kruger effect, illusory superiority trap. What's the idea? Low-skilled people overestimate intelligence. High-skilled doubt themselves. What's the fix for that? By knowing it. It's like a thing that I've already used. For example, the problem with the world is that the non-smart people, so the most dumb ones, are the ones that are more certain of what they say, while the smart ones are the ones that as well have more doubts, and obviously it's not something that you would like to do. So what's the fix by knowing it? We have the debate dojos, the Netherlands mandatory public arguing clubs made humility and critical thought increasing by 35%, and ignorance tax detach the CEOs pay bonuses tied to user knowledge gained, made Twitter literacy increase by 22%. 5. Anti-fragility of doubt. So stress testing beliefs. What's the idea? Comfort destroys cognition. Discomfort builds it. What's the fix by knowing it? Cognitive wargaming. Taiwan simulates gene invasion in schools, made students strategize. And as well, analytical skills increased by 45%. And shock education. Sweden students run fake pandemics, has made science literacy increase to rank 1 globally. So see how important is that. 6. Epistemic triage, filtering signal from noise. What's the idea? Not all info deserves equal attention. Bullshit. So what's the fix by knowing it? Bullshit detection certificates. Stanford's free course, has made so 2 million grades spot fake stats 90% faster. And media nutrition labels. The Brazil rates news sources on evidence as sharing of lies decreased by 70%. And Lindy fact, anxiety wisdom tends to beat a lot of digital hype. This idea. Socratic dialogue outlasts TikTok top leaders. So what's the fix by knowing it? Neo-Agorist, the Greece's public squares host daily debates, has made civic engagement 2 times higher than the European Union average. And literary renaissance, the Bolivia trains info shamans in ancestral nor digital literacy, has made rural critical thought increase by 60%. So things that are positive to get from that. So I hope this make you like the channel. I hope it was enough so to subscribe. I hope to you to see in other videos this channel is about to produce, or the ones that this channel has already uploaded. And without much more to say, just thank you and see you in the next one.